He's in the sport, a real Renaissance man who reads serious literature, sings and dances on television. Very bright fellow. Couldn't have been a long-time champion like this if he wasn't.
And when you say serious literature, we're not talking John Grisham or Danielle Steele, okay? We're talking about Gabriel Garcia Marquez, George Bernard Shaw, Herman Hesse. These are the kinds of things that Ricardo Lopez reads when he's not training for boxing. Vorapin is a country singer in Thailand. He sings Thai country, and incidentally, yes, it looks like Ratanapol Vorapin, but we were told by those who speak Thai, and amazingly enough, we don't, that it should be pronounced Ratanapol Vorapin, so that's what we're doing, following the instruction we were given.
Now, Vorapin should try to get a little closer and mix it up. You don't want to stand on the outside of an experienced fighter as Lopez. Get close, stay close, and make the fight tough.
In this weight division, George, Lopez has never been in with a fighter, he says, who hasn't been shorter than him. So he's faced this kind of opposition all of his life. He's very tall for a guy who is a little not big enough yet to be a jockey.
And George, of course, you hit the nail on the head regarding the initial tactical challenge for Vorapin. He himself said yesterday, I've got to find a way to get up in Lopez's chest. I've got to pressure him. I've got to get him out of his boxing style, because if I box with him, I'm gone.
Yeah, you don't want to box with a boxer. You want to fight a boxer. Fight the boxer every round. If he's going to win it, let him win it by fighting you. And Lopez hasn't gotten any pressure thus far, and that's when you want to put the pressure on early to get all of the body punches in. Vorapin is just really reserved about what he's doing.
Ricardo Lopez has been a continuous title holder in the sport for more than 10 years. The all-time record for continuous ownership of a title is Joe Louis, holding the heavyweight title for 11 years and 7 months. So Lopez has a chance, conceivably, to pass Louis and become the longest reigning constant title holder in the history of the sport of boxing.
That would be a task.
That would be some accomplishment. And just as earlier this evening, we on TVKO had our first chance ever to show you Christy Martin, this is the first chance we've ever had to show you Ricardo Lopez. And we're excited about it, frankly. Against a really good opponent who could conceivably apply Lopez's first loss to the record.
Well, Vorapin has a good record, Jim, but he hasn't fought in a little more than a year, and he was stopped the last time he fought. So let's see if he's geared himself up for a serious effort.
Indeed, he's lost 4 of his last 7 fights, and part of the problem is that he moved up 4 pounds in weight, and it's much tougher for him.
Sometimes you can...
We'll come back to that point, George.
Okay. Stay close to him. Work on his
ซ้าย
body.
ขวาอย่าหล่นโยกเข้าไปใกล้
Left and right.
ๆโยกเข้าไปใกล้ๆยกนี้
Stay close to him. Get close to him.
โยกเข้าไปใกล้ๆแล้วติด
Get close to him and then work on his body.
งัดซ้ายใกล้ๆใกล้
And left on the body.
ๆอย่าหลวมดิหลวมแล้วโดนเลย
Get
นะ
close to him.
เวลายับ
Always get close to him.
แข็งแรงหน่อยดิอย่าไปเยี่ยง
Get close.
พักไว
No te alejes tanto, nomás lo necesario para evitar el golpe.
Don't get over anxious. All you gotta do just whatever is necessary to avoid the punches. You gotta just with your left hand, you gotta be in front, but be sure that you're there and be careful with the left hook and throw the uppercut.
In a very tactical, measured first round, Lopez landed only 10 punches, but Vorapin landed only 2. So you have to call it a near shutout round for Lopez. And George, the point you were about to make at the end of the round.
Yeah, sometimes I said the Vorapin, you can make a fight a lot harder than it really is by trying to stay away from the fight. You get in, make it rough for that boxer. If you're going to be a boxing teacher, you sure would like tapes of Lopez, because this is the way you want young fighters to keep their hands up.
Constantly in motion, hands up, head and body movement to go with his excellent feet. Occasionally you'll see him switching stances. Not surprising that Lopez knows everything you can know after his long experience in the sport.
Well, he didn't get to fight almost 16 years as a pro by keeping his hands around his waist.
And that was a good thing about Joe Louis. He was always in position to hit you. Lopez got his hands up just like and ready to execute a punch. That's what your hands are up for.
Lopez and Joe Louis about 100 pounds apart. The same payoff for fundamental soundness.
Yeah, he's sound.
Good body shot by Lopez. Maybe a tiny bit low, and Richard Steele articulates the point. Vorapin ducking under an uppercut. Vorapin's making it easy for Lopez because he's standing outside and allowing Lopez to dictate the pace and choose where he wants the action to occur. Vorapin's going to have to get in there and make a fight if there's going to be a fight.
Yeah, he's got Lopez is pretty relaxed. He moves when he wants to move. He punches when he wants to punch. Everything is in his control right now.
Right hand lead by Lopez.
And when you're fighting a guy like that, you got to make him uncomfortable in some area.
Another right hand lead by Lopez and a little left hook inside. Vorapin landed a straight left, and now Vorapin gets a little closer and lands another left upstairs.
If he can get a little closer, all kind of good things are going to happen for Vorapin.
Great.
Lopez seemed to be telling Vorapin there not to hit him during the clinch.
You want to coach him as you go.
Maybe he speaks Thai. Right hand lead lands for Vorapin.
It's tomorrow afternoon, I think, in Bangkok. You think traffic is stopped and time is stopped in Bangkok to watch this?
Well, they love boxing, we know that.
And he has a reputation of singing also. So.
Off balance, Vorapin sets up an opportunity for Lopez, and Lopez takes advantage with power shots. And a left to the body for Lopez to punctuate the round. Later on this evening, and not all that much later on, Fernando Vargas will be taking on Felix Trinidad in the biggest fight of Vargas's career to this point. Amazing that he's arrived at this juncture at such an early age. Ferocious Fernando, who I think should be called Precocious Fernando, is fighting in a mega fight before his 23rd birthday. Felix Trinidad has been here before. A year ago in this arena, he eked out the victory over Oscar De La Hoya, which set him up for what he thinks is his present status as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the sport. Shane Mosley and Roy Jones have other things to say about that.
Con la cabeza. Sí, dos veces han chocado. Y él busca eso. Tú no. Arriba, manos, finta y... Yo lo bajo, jefe.
Good job, good job.
What a perfect stylist. Lopez is 30 feet away from Vorapin all the way across the ring, and he's got his hands up in the classic fighting position.
That's good. In my earlier days, I'd see a guy with his hands down, and I'd rush over on the other side and knock him down. So maybe he's had that happen to me him earlier.
Probably has. He's
He's a little piece of tin, but he's hard to bend.
He's a tough piece of leather, and he's well put together.
You're right on.
He's solid gold and he doesn't fold.
This is getting old.
He went to the body with a very good left hook that time.
Ricardo Lopez did. Vorapin has been outlanded by a near landslide margin in the first couple of rounds, fighting at a relatively slow pace. Everything going Lopez's way in the early going, and Vorapin knows it. He's starting to take more chances to try to get inside.
Lopez is talking to his Vorapin opponent as the fight goes on.
Yeah, like I said, I wonder if he speaks Thai. Maybe he learned it from reading Herman Hesse.
Boy, that hurt.
Yep.
That hurt.
Look at that left uppercut, left hook, straight right hand up the middle.
And
right hand lead.
He gets right back in position to do it all over again. Most fighters, they fall all over and they're off balance. They can't do it again.
And the right staggers Vorapin backward as Lopez in perfect position exercises leverage, fires combinations along the ropes, and wobbles Vorapin again. Vorapin has been susceptible to the knockout since moving up in weight, and Lopez looks like he wants to finish early. Well, it's been a knockout night so far. Christy Martin got the early knockout. William Jaffe got a relatively easy knockout. And Ricardo Lopez has Ratanapol Vorapin going against the ropes.
I think Vorapin, who originally was a kickboxer, needs to do some kicking, otherwise he's out of here.
And he's out of here now. Richard Steele seeing enough in what was a technical mismatch between Lopez and Vorapin.
That's not only that, Jim, it's our third straight mismatch.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, you try to find out who in the world trained a fighter like Lopez, and you get your young fighters to that gym so that he can learn. Because
his name is Nacho Beristain, and we've seen him before, and he's one of the terrific trainers in Mexico who obviously knows every wrinkle in the book.
Someone has put a package together. How old is this guy after all?
Does it matter, George? It's just a number, isn't it?
Amen.
I mean, you keep going with this 35, 35, 35, and I'm going to recommend group therapy for you. And you're big enough to have your own group.
Yeah. 34 is looking good.
Ricardo Lopez. He'll be 35 on July 25 next year and showing no signs of slowing down as he simply blows away an experienced opponent.
He kept the fight in control. He didn't make anything rough out of it.
Now here's another look at some of Lopez's magnificent combinations. That was the uppercut. Now here comes the finish of the fight.
Always D-Tech goes to the body just to make the guy look down a little bit, and then he comes back up to the head.
The thing I like is the balance and the footwork. I mean, as you pointed out, George, always in perfect position to throw the punch.
And that's what you want to got to do. Most fighters, they fall on you once they throw a hard shot, so they can't even come back. Goes up high, then up, 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 and the referee was right.
Excellent stoppage by Steele. There's been a sadness in Richard Steele's life recently. His very, very close friend, Mitch Halpern, committed suicide a couple months ago. It has shaken up the referee rotation here in Nevada and created some unusual situations. And Richard wanted to point out to me tonight that the main event between Vargas and Trinidad would have been Mitch Halpern's fight. Let's go up to Jimmy Lennon Jr. for the particulars on the knockout.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 2 minutes, 11 seconds in round number 3. A referee in charge, Richard Steele, stops the contest. The winner by way of technical knockout, and still the IBF Junior Flyweight Champion of the world, Ricardo Finito Lopez.